Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 4. We're almost halfway to Easter. Well done for getting this far. I'm going to just share my screen with you now and go over all the things you need to do for this week, what we'll be doing in the lecture, how that will work, and also draw attention to a quiz that will help you with your midterm assessment and also show you how to book my office hours as well. So here we go. You should be able to see the week 4 Canvas page now. So as it says at the top here, we've completed the first themed block of this module, the globalization module. Brilliant. We're now on to number 2, which is digital. And the first week of the digital is about media. And our question is new media really new? Thank you to those of you who have already contributed questions and comments in the readings for this week in the Talis Elevates by the reading list links at the bottom of the page. It's been really great to see some of these misunderstandings about the digital and the idea of new media, which is not surprising because part of this week is about challenging your preconceptions about how this language is used. And it is promoted quite regularly that digital media is new media and it's interactive media. And these are ideas we really want to challenge. So just a reminder here, your midterm, just a quick checking point with you. Has your group been keeping track of your meetings? If you want to, you don't have to use the workflow document, but it might be helpful so you all know what you're doing each week. And also you should be making sure that you're thinking through your case study, writing your literature review, doing readings. Think about how you're distributing those tasks if you're working in a group. And if you're working on your own or in a group, make sure you're planning your time out carefully so that you're doing a little bit of work on this every single week. You can always tell those posters that have been done in the last moment. This project is very much involves thinking over time carefully and nuancing your argument. Do make sure that your midterm assessment, your poster presentation, refers to those essential readings from weeks 1, 2, and 3. At least 2 of those readings really should be in your bibliography and should be obviously being related to your case study. And of course, you are more than welcome to include readings that are specific about your case study. And it might be helpful to help you understand the complex flows of globalization going on. I will be on the live chat this Friday from 2:30 till 4:30, so you can ask me questions there. Also, if you want to book my office hours, I'll just remind you how to do that. So if you're on the Canvas homepage here, meet your tutors page, and then office hours bookable here. It will very slowly load an Excel spreadsheet, and you can put your names here. And some of you wonderfully have already come to see me, and we've had some fantastic chats about the course content, general life stuff, and how to study, and also the presentation. So please, I invite you to book these slots and come and see me. You'll have 15 minutes. You could send one person from your group if you want. Or your whole group could come to one 15-minute session. And at the top here is the link that you need. So you can just come back to this page, click on the link at the time that you've selected. Please make sure you put that time in your diary. You won't get a notification because it is just a spreadsheet. So back to week 4. So as usual, we've got the program here for the week. The lecture this week is perhaps a slightly odd one. I said here this week, we will start in Zoom at 9 o'clock for registration. I'll give a little bit of space again for Q&A about the midterm, a very brief introduction to the topic, the digital, and I'll also introduce the essays for the end of term because these relate to the digital chunk and the identities chunk. So it's worth being aware of those essay questions from now while we're thinking through the module. Don't stress and worry about trying to do the essay yet, but it's useful to know what the questions are that you should be thinking about through these sessions. Then, as you'll see down in the lecture resources here, you're actually being asked to work through what I call a meta lecture. And the idea here is that I've used different digital media to present different parts of the lecture. And what I want you to be thinking about, as well as listening to the content of the lecture, is those different, each medium itself, right? So the first one is podcast. How is listening to a podcast different from listening to the radio? How also is a podcast different to listening to a lecture live? And I've added the pictures there that I'm referring to in the podcast. The second part of the lecture is on YouTube, and these are relatively short chunks. So this is the longest bit at 22.5 minutes. How is listening, watching, and engaging with a part of a lecture on YouTube, different from watching, say, a lecture or kind of information show on television? How is it also different from being live in a lecture? And here, there's space to comment, and I'll be here live. Please do add comments and questions, and we can talk through some of this together in the text here. Then the last bit isn't really a lecture. You can skim read this document. It's one of the key readings anyway, so you should have read it. And the idea here is just to get you thinking about the difference between reading a PDF or an online journal article and reading a book. And you might want to, if you've got a book to hand, get a book into your hand and think about what's different between that experience of engaging with that book and then working with a PDF here, which is reading in a PDF form. And again, you can comment live as you're doing this, and I'll engage in the conversation here with you as well. If you haven't had a look at the readings yet, they're both here. You click on them, they open up in the Talis Interactives like this. Some of you have already been adding really interesting comments and questions here, and we have really kind of got into some of the nuance about some of this language that is it's designed to almost make you trip up. The industry likes to make you think that everything it's doing is new and amazing and interactive. So great already, those of you that have been talking. And you can't fully see it there. I'm not just talking to myself. We've been having interaction with each other, which is fantastic. So please do keep doing that. It really helps you understand the nuance of the readings. There is some complex terminology this week. The 5 key things from Lev Manovich. We're going to go over that and think about it in the seminar. But for your preparatory tasks this week, prerequisite tasks, as I've called them on Canvas, it's just one very simple thing. I've changed it. I've changed my mind at the last minute. I want you to complete a quiz to test your knowledge on globalization. And this quiz will be open to the 21st of February, which is the end of Sunday. And the idea of this quiz is a very quick quiz. It's about 8 questions. And it's just to check your understanding about terminology related to globalization. And this will help you improve your possible grade for the midterm assignment post the presentation by checking that you're using the terms right. So please, I really encourage you to complete that quiz. It will really help you to make sure that you're maximizing your grade potential for the midterm. Okay, I will see you at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. I'll see some of you at 11 a.m. for the seminar as well. Please make sure you do come to the beginning of the Zoom session to register. And I look forward to seeing you all this week. Fantastic. Goodbye.